The following is a fan-based discussion. All properties discussed are property of Toei Inc., Bandai, Hasbro, and Super Productions.
Hello and welcome back to another Tokutalk.
Yes.
So we're continuing our intro series. This time we're talking about the introduction of main writers.
Yeah. Since we started with you last time.
Jake, what's an introduction you'd like?
Well, I kind of spoiled it in the last video, but here we go. X8.
What? I had no idea.
Yeah, thank you for acting
I
surprised.
honestly wasn't that blown back by X8's introduction.
It's not that I was blown back by it, I just liked how it was done. It tells you so much about what we need to know about his character in that brief little scene. Where he's sitting on the bench, playing a video game, and he has to get dragged off by a nurse, so we know who he is, we know what his profession is, we know what he's good at, we know where his priorities are, and we know he can get easily distracted and he's a little bit clumsy. But we know that when he's willing to help, he will be there.
Yeah.
And I think it's a wonderful intro.
Yeah, I think it's a good intro when you put it that way. W.
What?
W.
Me?
No, I'm saying W is a good intro.
I wasn't going to say that.
I know.
But he did, so elaborate.
I just think it's a great introduction into what the characters, what's weighing on the character's mind, what the characters are like. We have the human Google and the wannabe hard-boiled detective. And I just think that they bounce off each other so well in those first moments together. I think it just really worked well to get you kind of attached to those characters. What were you going to say?
Kabuto.
Alright, are we talking specifically about
Tendo Soji.
Tendo Soji. We're talking about his introduction specifically?
The one where he just said, by the way, this is mine.
I'm going to blend this a little bit, but we will have a video specifically on other writers. Because it sets up both characters.
It does set up both him and Kagami.
It set up exactly who Tendo was. And let's face it, a bastard man who would just come in and just do it. That's pretty much exactly what he does. And it also sets up Kagami.
I will admit, it was kind of funny to watch Kagami put the belt on, reach up for the beetle, and Tendo just goes, this is mine, actually.
And Tendo just knowing exactly what he has to do. Yeah.
1, 2, 3, they did.
It's just like you said, and like I said with the Jetman one, this sets up exactly who these characters are. We know these people. And we know exactly what they're working towards. Tendo's just going to be good at it. Kagami actually has to work. And I think that's what made me appreciate that first two episodes really with both of them. I just really enjoyed it. I thought that's the way to introduce a character and figure out exactly who they are.
Another good one, and I think Jacob would agree with me on this, O's.
O's where it's that...
As long as you have tomorrow's underwear.
As long as you have tomorrow's underwear, the museum has been destroyed. He's a man who seems to be perpetually down on his luck, but eternally optimistic.
Which is so great.
And I think that first scene does a great job of encapsulating that.
And the part where he really, he doesn't actively want to be a part of this fight. He is forced into it. When he puts the belt on, Ankh has to do the transformation for him.
To show him how it works.
And everything. And he's just kind of like, okay, I'll just go with it, I guess. And as the show goes on, he gets more and more dedicated.
I mean, he truly is, in his life, even before the show starts, he is that wandering... He is a nomad. He is a nomad. He's a wandering knight. He's a knight errant out on his quest to just help people, help out where he can. He goes wherever the wind takes him. And if it blew him into this fight, I guess that's the way destiny has it for him.
God, I gotta rewatch all these shows.
It's another one that sticks out to you, Marcus.
Kuga.
Kuga's is pretty good, yeah.
Okay.
His he wasn't fully formed in the first episode, but damn it, he was going to fight anyway. That was his
and it was not something he chose. This was absolutely forced upon him.
Yeah, this was thrust upon him, but he's just I'm going to step into
pretty goddamn literally.
Some of greatness thrust upon them.
Can I get this belt off of me? No. It is inside of you. Have fun with that.
Yeah, you'll die later, but you'll come back. It'll be fine. But yeah, it's just this is who Kuga is, but he took pretty much a lot of that show in stride.
Oh, he absolutely did. And he did it with a smile.
And that sort of really sets him apart for me, at least. It's all right, I know exactly who Joe Odagiri is. I love it. We know exactly who Ichijo is. With those two characters just showing up in the first episode together. And yeah, I just think that was fantastically done.
Another good one is 01.
Yes.
He is a absolute jokester. Wanted absolutely nothing to do with this. But the moment people were getting hurt, he said fuck no. And
not to mention we had the whole we're gonna put all this into your mind in like half a second.
Oh no, that was great.
Yeah. This pains me to say this.
Right.
This pains me to say this.
What?
Bill
had a good introduction.
Had a good intro.
He came in so cocky.
As a meme. And then
he's like, oh, this is cute. You think you're threatening.
Chotomate. Steps back, and then Max shows up. And I was frightened. But it's okay.
It's a good kind of Max. Bill had a great introduction. It just did not stick with that tone.
No, the show in general.
But I still think the show had its good moments.
What's a bad one?
I want to say another good one first.
Go for it.
Ryuki.
I'll give you that. I honestly didn't say because I thought someone else was going to.
I am saying Ryuki because the way
Batman.
I'm blanking on his name, but Shinji, I believe, is
Ren and Shinji.
Shinji, who is Ryuki. The way he is the way he is introduced as that journalist who seems to once again perpetually be down on his luck. He's always getting bossed around at work
or beat up
by somebody, and the way that he is drawn into this conflict and how he knows that he's completely in over his head, but if he can protect people, then maybe I can do something right. If I can just do one thing right, then maybe it'll all be worth it.
I feel like
and that's one of the things that I really like about it.
I was actually going to,
and I think it's apparent from the beginning.
That one a little bit more up in the secondary version of this. Because,
true, but I'm specifically talking about Shinji here. Yeah. But Ren, we can get to later
because it's so tied into Ren. So it's just like I feel like it was more his.
We can elaborate more in the next one.
Let's talk about some bad ones. I don't like Physis.
Yeah, that's fair.
I just stumbled onto this belt because this girl had it, and here I am.
Well, that's the problem with belts that can be worn by anybody, which I think is one of the reasons why that's never happened since.
Well, Birth a little bit,
but he was the secondary, not the main.
Sure.
Blade really didn't have a great introduction.
Blade doesn't have a good first 10 episodes.
No. So it doesn't have a good first 25%.
I think the problem with Blade is the fact that we really just didn't know the character.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of bad ones, and all I can think of are more good ones.
Hibiki had a great one.
I think Forza had a great one.
I can go either way.
His introduction in the classroom in particular, where he's writing his name on the board, and the way he introduces himself, I'm, whatever my name is. Sorry, I forgot his
No, it starts with a G.
Gentaro. It's like, I'm Gentaro, and I'm going to be friends with all of you. And
they're like,
but right there off the bat, that scene tells you everything you need to know. You seem to
gravitate towards main characters with unending optimism.
It's something I don't share in my personal life, so I like to see it.
I knew that joke was coming. And
it's not a joke, it's true.
But anyway, trying to think of some bad ones here. Gaim didn't have a great...
I did not like Gaims.
Compared to the rest of the show that we're given, it does not match enough.
How was Gaim introduced again?
Through dance contests?
No. He wasn't at the first dance.
No, he was out trying to look for a job.
Because he's out doing delivery work.
Yeah.
While his team is doing the dance.
Yeah. I didn't really like Gaim's intro.
It's just that the arc that's going on in his intro has nothing to do with the rest of the show. It's a really kind of...
Yeah.
I just didn't like this show in general.
Okay, I'm glad you brought that up because I almost completely forgot about it. But yes,
I'm guessing most people did.
Zio's opening of
what do you want to be when you grow up? A cake.
That's what I'm specifically thinking of. Him in the guidance counselor's office where he's doing career counseling, talking about what do you want to be when you're getting close to your end of high school. What is it you want to study? And it's like, I just want to be king.
And I just can't shut the fuck up. It's not Disney. Stop. Stop.
And again, it does give you a peek into what this character is going to be like, but it just comes across as unbearably childish.
Yeah.
Like he just hasn't quite grown up yet. And it just immediately rubbed me the wrong way.
Saber.
With him reading the storybook?
I didn't feel like I got anything from him in that first, scenes with him.
Here's the thing. I didn't mind that one.
I didn't mind it.
I
understand why you don't, but I don't mind it because it does give us a good look into who he is as a person.
Does it? Because even now, it's just like, who are you?
I think it gives more of a look into the themes of the show and the themes and aesthetics that we're going for, and stories, and how that ties into the story of Saber itself. With him, reading the story to the kids, and him working in the bookstore, and then his agent harassing him because he hasn't finished his manuscript or whatnot.
The problem is the fact that almost immediately I hated everybody in the show.
That's
I don't like you. I don't like you.
Like, yeah,
you're cool. Wait, no, you're not. Get out of here.
But that show's still going. So we'll
Kiva.
Kiva's introduction was okay.
It was garbage.
It was okay.
What was it?
I'm a hermit. I can't go out because people breathe. Here's some stinky fish.
I really don't remember it.
There's a reason for that.
I really don't remember it.
It's not the worst one we've had, and agoraphobia is a thing, so I can't really judge him.
No, it was still so annoying because that got dropped really quickly. One I really do like, and this is weird for me to... Well, it's not weird because we actually know how much I love the actor. We know exactly who everybody is in that show down here immediately.
Because we open up with him
because they have one... because
tree.
most characters have one character trait in that show, and they just do that.
No, I'm talking about just like Ryotaro as himself.
Yeah.
We know exactly who he is.
He has like 2 character traits. Sad.
And down in his luck.
Yes.
We're in a tree. How did you get up here?
I don't
Shenanigans.
know. And he's just so depressed. Like, I understand that. The problem is when the character's so two-dimensional at the beginning, it kind of doesn't sit right with me. Which is why I'm on the fence with Forze, because there's unending optimism, then there's obnoxious amounts of optimism. O's is like optimistic as hell, but he's like...
He internalizes it.
He does, but he still pokes out every now and then, which is great. That means there's dimensions. Why is he internalizing it? There's more to him. Gentaro is so in your face, I want to smack it. And in times it's great. Don't get me wrong. With the goth girl and all the other members of the Kamen Rider Club.
That comes in later. I'm talking
I'm just talking about his optimism in general. Yeah. With all the members of the Kamen Rider Club, it's great because it gets them out of their shows and makes them 3-dimensional characters, while he's still flat as fuck.
Easy to slip under a door.
Okay, this one's going to be a little bit divisive because I actually do like it because it reminds me a lot of Tendo.
He's got good hair though. I cannot diss his hair.
I like Tsukasa.
That's something I'd wear, but yeah, what do I know?
Tsukasa's opening.
Where he's like, oops, all these photos came out bad.
They always come out bad, but I guess it's because I'm passing through Kamen Rider.
I'm Decade now.
Yeah.
Time to go kick ass. I can turn to Kabuto. Look at me!
He went from apathetic to cocky as fuck like that.
To be fair, that's pretty much...
how, he's like, I've been waiting for this.
Yeah, it's like you can see there's sort of a natural progression of how he got there, because he was already an asshole. This is just a different kind of an asshole.
Just a different flavor asshole.
They went from
don't. Stop. Stop.
I'm on a roll today.
Stop.
Vanilla strawberry.
But yeah, what do we think are some things they could end up doing better in the future with some of these intros?
It really depends on the show. Make sure the introduction of your show and your character is going to match the tone of the show proper. Like with Gaim.
Well,
it was this upbeat, we're having dance party Pokemon battles.
That
and
one
then
was
death.
That one was done on purpose though, because it subverts expectations. Same thing happened to Monica. But I think it depends on how it's done. But I'm a bigger fan of, say, Build or Kabuto, where they're just like, I already know what's gonna happen. I'm this person. I've been doing this for a minute. I'm good. I don't.
You like it when the main writer's been a writer before the show started for a bit.
Yeah,
that's fair. Because I get that.
We sort of don't have to go through the whole. Who am I? What is this power? What did this do? I'm gonna get my ass kicked for a little bit. It's less interesting to me, but I feel like if you're gonna end up showing off this new writer, show how badass he is. 9-year immediately. Just show how.
But then the problem is we kind of get that bitch syndrome issue where, well, he walked in kicking ass. Why is he getting his ass kicked now? You're gonna have to come up with a reason for that, as opposed to he's new.
Or do it like Kabuto did. I got my ass kicked because I let you.
Not everybody can be Kabuto.
I know, but it's just like, that's hilarious to me.
If everybody is Kabuto, nobody is Kabuto.
Somebody has to be Kabuto.
We're all Kabuto now.
But
yeah,
it really depends on the tone or the plot that they're trying to tell.
Well, nothing really jumps to mind when in terms of things that I want to see them try, because what I like to see they've already shown us multiple times. But I think it is important with any character introduction to tell us who this person is.
Yeah.
And if you're going to give some kind of
Not just an asshole. I was whispering to him, they can't just be an asshole.
If that's the character, then that's the character.
I feel like in some cases,
whatever the script is calling for them to be, whatever your story is calling for them to be, is what they're going to be.
Yeah. Sometimes you could do it just like, we're only doing this out of a sense of desperation. Like Kuka did. Mm-hmm. Kuka got that belt put on him, and the whole thing just happened from then on. He just got screwed.
Just show us who they need to be at the start of the story, and if they need to change for one reason or another by the end, then let it happen.
Yeah.
But as far as their introduction, just show us who they are in this point in time.
I want to ask your opinion on something.
What's that?
Because this introduction has been in my head, and I didn't know if I wanted to put it in the good or the bad.
Mm-hmm.
Wizard.
Are we talking about the scene of him on top of the light post eating the donuts? Because that's the first time you see him. Or are we talking about his first fight scene?
I was more thinking of his first fight scene, because that's really the only... That's we get more of him as a person in that scene.
In that scene.
Where the bullets curve around her and shoot the monster, and he shows off this cocky attitude. But then...
I've gone on record, and I stand by this. I think Wizard has one of the best first episodes I've ever seen in Kamen Rider.
I would agree.
It's a fantastic first episode.
If you're looking at it by itself.
And I think it is a great first episode. I think I would put that in the good category.
Okay.
I think looking at it as an introduction scene, yeah, that tells you that, this is telling you who Haruto is, what kind of situation is Rinko dealing with. What are these monsters? What are they capable of? What's going on here? What are we doing here? What's going on? It tells us what we need to know. It does a good job of showing us Haruto's powers. It shows a good range of abilities. Shows off the personality nicely, I think, and the way he fights. And yeah, I think it's a good intro.
The only thing I disagree with you on is that it just doesn't match the Haruto we get for the rest of the show. So it seems less like an introduction and more of a bullshitted Tinder profile.
Well, that may be, but...
You know exactly what I mean.
That may be, but again, we're looking at... I'm just as an introduction. As I said, as a first episode, I think it's phenomenal, but looking at the show holistically, yes.
That's my issue is that when an introduction by itself can be great, but an introduction is still a introduction to the rest of it.
Ideally, your character should not be the same at the end of the show as they are at the start.
No, I get that.
Characters should...
That's not what happened here.
I'm not saying they have to, because, again, whatever the story calls for is what should happen, but in something like...
Alchemist ripoff. I said Full Metal Alchemist ripoff.
Not my point.
Yeah, we're talking about intros.
Like I said earlier, for what your story is at the start, we're looking at them at the start of their journey, or maybe in the middle of it if we're starting it and they've already been a writer for a bit. Mm-hmm. But show us who they are at this point in time. If they need to change later, then let them change later. Let it come. Let it happen naturally. We don't need a preview in episode 1 of how this person is going to break or change over the course of the events of the show. We just need to know who they are.
There are two that we haven't talked about. We skipped over them, which is sort of weird for us. We have not talked about Driver and Ghost at all, and I think they both have terrible introductions to these main writers. And the reason I think Drives is actually awful is because of the fact that he's had the car. Beltasan's been there. Mm-hmm. Why? How is he not transformed yet? Or how has Beltasan not described that to him? I'm so confused. And Ghost, it's Ghost. So, that's the problem. That's the issue. Not a joke, just a fact.
The moment, I was like, where's he going to go with this with driving? The moment you said he already has the car, I went, fuck. I have no response to that.
And Beltasan's already there, so it's just why is he so
he's there and he's not. Because
is he communicating with them?
Not yet. No, he's only communicating with what's her face. Belt's only
Rico
is only talking with Rico. He hasn't talked to him yet. There's that
Rico.
Or whatever her name was.
Kiriko.
Because I remember Kiriko. Because she tried to transform and she couldn't. He just has the car, and you bring up a valid point. Why does he have the car?
Yeah, I feel like that should come later,
or at least with the belt.
Confusion.
I'll give you that much. That is a plot. I don't know if that's a plot hole, but that's something that needs explanation.
Yeah, it's just like, why?
It's a nice car.
Yeah.
Nice car, but no ejector seat.
Yeah.
And it's missing a bit in the front by the wheel. So the wheel can pop out for no reason. Anyway.
Yeah, I think those are the only other two. But yeah, I don't have anything else to YouTube.
Nope.
Okay.
Let us know what introductions you like or don't like. Or what you want to see in a Kamen Rider introduction.
Yeah.
Next, you want to do Power Rangers?
We're gonna come back to that one because I really wanted. This whole thing started with me really wanting to talk about the Six Ranger ones.
Okay, so we can do just so we don't have to do it twice. Let's do Six Rangers and Sentai and Power Rangers in one video because separating that probably would seem like we're just looking for we're like scratching for content. Please, so we'll follow us on other things. We'll see you guys next time. Bye, everybody.
Thank you for watching.
Bye.